What's up guys, it's Ryan back at it again. Today we're diving into one of the most criminally underrated maps in Star Wars Battlefront history. I'm talking about Sullust, the volcanic lava-filled battlefield from Battlefront 2015, and this map was the showcase map. It was literally on the box art for the game. It was used in the trailers, in the marketing, and yet it never got the love it truly deserved. That is, we never got to experience Sullust to its full potential with Conquest mode. And while I'm on the topic of Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars games and gaming in general, don't forget to check out Eneba, the sponsor of today's video, who is offering some amazing gaming deals for September. Check this out. So check this out guys, Eneba is offering some huge discounts on games for the month of September, and you can get big discounts on games like Helldivers 2, No Man's Sky, Star Wars Battlefront, and Star Wars Jedi games, and so much more like Starfield, Battlefield, and Call of Duty. And a big thanks to Eneba for sponsoring this video. So join me now and click on the links in the description below to get the best gaming deals from Eneba for the month of September. You don't want to miss out on these deals. And if you didn't know, Eneba offers over 80,000 gaming products on their website, including games, gift cards, game passes, game guides, hardware, and so much more. And if you're not sure what game you're in the mood for, check out the Discover tab for the latest trending game deals. Payments are safe and secure, and they also provide reliable customer service and quick refunds. So click on my link in the description below to visit eneba.com for the best gaming deals out there, and thanks to Eneba once again for sponsoring this video. Alright guys, so now let's get back on the topic of Sullust in Star Wars Battlefront. So if there's ever a Star Wars Battlefront 3 or even a new DLC in Star Wars Battlefront 2, Sullust needs to make a serious comeback. And when you think back to the hype cycle of Star Wars Battlefront 2015, what do you picture? For me, it's not only those amazing shots of Endor and Hoth, but it's also those jaw-dropping shots of Imperial walkers stomping across Sullust's blackened lava plains, TIE fighters screaming across skies filled with ash, and stormtroopers clashing with rebels in those industrial Imperial mining facilities. This was literally the face of the game. DICE plastered it on everything from promotional posters to the front cover of the game itself. I even have a poster of it still hanging up on my wall to this day. Sullust was truly meant to be iconic, but here's the kicker. In the final product, it never really saw its full potential. Sure, we got some incredible visuals, but the map design itself was actually quite limited if you really think about it. It felt like the marketing promised us a grand battlefield, but what we actually got was a fraction of what could have been. Sullust had everything going for it, but the way it was designed back in 2015, it was almost like it was trapped in the limitations of the modes available. You never got to experience Sullust in its full glory with that Conquest-style gameplay, which we all loved from the original Battlefront games. Now just imagine this for a second. Multiple command posts spread out across that volcanic terrain, rebels trying to capture the high ground near lava rivers, Imperials fortifying those industrial complexes, and AT-ATs stomping through ash. That's the kind of large-scale gameplay that this map was born for. Instead, we mostly got it chopped into a linear Walker Assault experience, which granted was still tons of fun, but not as iconic as the Conquest matches of the original Battlefront games, something Battlefront fans really wanted. And sadly, once the initial hype wore off for Sullust, people began to realize what they were truly missing out on. And that's why if we ever got a Battlefront 3 or even DLC in Battlefront 2, Sullust needs a redemption arc. This map deserves to shine in a mode that can handle its size and scale, bring back Conquest mode, and suddenly Sullust transforms into one of the most iconic maps in the entire series. And also think about how much fun we would have with the current hero roster on a remastered Sullust. Vader wading through rivers of fire in Conquest mode, Boba Fett jetpacking freely across volcanic cliffs, or Luke Skywalker dueling stormtroopers in those tight corridors of the mining base. I know technically we have this in Walker Assault mode, but it would be even more fun in an open Conquest style mode. And Sullust is the perfect blend of open outdoor chaos and close quarters combat, and because of its history as the showcase map, bringing it back would be a huge nostalgia hit for fans who remember the launch days of Battlefront 2015, because let's admit it, Battlefront 2015 was still full of many fun memories for us all. And that's just it. Battlefront is more than just maps and modes, it's about memories. And Sullust is a map that carries a lot of history with it. For new and veteran players alike, it was the first impression of a world they weren't really familiar with, and it also was a reminder of just how far the series had come in terms of visuals. So seeing Sullust like this for the first time was something else. And EA and DICE showcased it as one of the defining backdrops of Battlefront. And yet, it's missing from the most recent Battlefront 2, which honestly feels like a huge hole in the lineup. We got amazing maps like Geonosis, Scarif, and Naboo, but Sullust in Battlefront 2, it's nowhere to be found and deserves its rightful place among these iconic maps. It's one of those planets that doesn't get the spotlight in movies, which is why the games were the only place we could experience it, making it a truly unique piece of Star Wars lore. And that's why fans like me, and probably you, want it back so badly. Now, I do have to add that I want to see those team deathmatch style maps like Soro Sub Refinery return, or better yet, put Soro Sub Refinery inside of the large Conquest style map. On top of this, they could add weather effects and amazing ash effects, such as when a volcano erupts, we could see ash spewing everywhere, all over the map. Something like that would be so cool to see. They could even have Levolution and Destruction events that DICE is known for in their Battlefield series. A volcano could erupt, maybe send ash spewing onto a building, and then that building collapses, changing the flow of the map and gameplay. Something like that would be so cool to see on Sullust. Also, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Sullust has 2 moons. Now, why do I bring this up, you ask? Well, imagine an eclipse happening during the middle of the match where one of the moons partially blocks out the sun or completely blocks out the sun and cast a shadow over the whole map. I think this would make Sullust really cool and unique if we saw an eclipse during the middle of a match. It has not been done before in Star Wars Battlefront, and I think this would be yet another way to really separate Sullust from the rest of the maps. So here's my message. If EA or DICE or whoever ends up making the next Star Wars Battlefront is listening, don't forget about Sullust. It was the box art map, the showcase map, the map with so much untapped potential. Bring it back, make it larger, make it support Conquest, and give it the spotlight it always deserved. But what do you guys think? Should Sullust return in a Star Wars Battlefront 3, or even be added as DLC to Star Wars Battlefront 2? Drop your thoughts down in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed this nostalgia trip, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more Star Wars Battlefront content right here on the channel. And I will see you all next time, and may the Force be with you always.